Hi everybody, this is Patrick and
Nico.
Little Nico, my 7-year-old son, and today we're gonna ask carburetor questions, and all the questions are coming from my 7-year-old boy named Nicholas. Alright, Nicholas, what would you like to know about this device right here?
I'd like to know, how is it powered by air? That's my question.
Alright, that's an excellent question. Alright, so this is a carburetor. Do you know what a carburetor is?
No.
Alright, carburetor is a device that allows the fuel and air to mix together at the appropriate ratio so that when it enters the engine it can burn nicely. Alright, so in that sense, it's not technically powered by air, but the air is a very important function of, let's put it on little guys so that we don't cover the carburetor, but the air is a very important function of a working carburetor. So the air enters right here, look at that thing, it enters right here, and inside there it mixes with a bunch of different, with fuel, and it comes out through the bottom of the carburetor, through those two openings right here.
Can I see this?
Yeah. Alright, so what's your other question? Do you have any questions?
1 sec.
Hold on, take pause to the side for a second and point it with your fingers and ask a question.
I have a question. And how is this for cars?
Yeah, this carburetor is for cars, but carburetors are basically a way for the engine to mix air and fuel, and that's in that sense you can use it on different, like you can use it on boats, the engine that you use on the boats, your lawnmowers. Basically, every engine can have a carburetor on motorcycles, scooters.
I have a question.
Sure.
Is this supposed?
Yeah, that's a part of the carburetor. Yeah.
So.
So this is, this carburetors often are made out of parts, different components and parts. So this specific carburetor, which is a Solex 481 carburetor, is made of 3 big parts. See this flat part right here? That's one part. The middle part right here, and the top part right here. So when you take the carburetor apart, you have 3 large components.
Can we see?
Can you see what?
How we can take it apart?
Yeah, I probably should make one video where I take the whole thing apart, but it's quite a long video process and quite intensive.
Okay.
So we won't be doing it today.
Okay, but everybody, hope for you to see it. Okay?
Alright, one of those days, yeah, hopefully people are gonna see this video and learn a bit about carburetors. Hold on, you're falling down.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. What else? Do you have any other questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
Do you think it's possible to make a Lego carburetor out of Legos?
You can probably, so you see what happens, a carburetor, a very important part of a carburetor is to hold the fuel and then have that access to that fuel so that then the air can pull, the signal, the vacuum signal from the engine can pull that fuel and mix it with the air. So in that sense, it needs to be quite precise, and needs to be also very both liquid proof and air leak proof. Air might be slightly.
What if you do this? What if you mix it up with tape and that will keep it away?
Well, you know what? Actually, that's an interesting challenge. If we can build a Lego carburetor example so that people can learn the basics of carburetors from your Lego creation.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we should totally build a Lego carburetor one of those days.
Alright, guys, I have a whole set of Legos at this other house that's like an hour away. We're going to bring this camera and then we're going to make one.
That's such a great idea.
Okay, let's go. Alright, I have another question.
Sure.
Why does it say rich here?
Rich right here? Alright, so that's this whole component right here.
Yes.
Okay, right here, that's it. With this flaps right here, that's related to the choke on the carburetor. And the choke can be richer or leaner. So rich means it's gonna burn more fuel and less air, and lean means that's gonna be lots of air and very little fuel. So that means you basically release those 3 screws, and by moving this circular thing one direction or the other, you make it either richer or leaner.
Interesting. Is this where you can blow?
This one, right? This nipple right here.
This
All right. So okay. So incidentally, all the nipples that you see on the carburetor here and here, here, and here, and few nipples right here, they are for the vacuum signal. So vacuum signal is actually something opposite of blowing. It's like a big syringe, you see. So this, imagine this is your engine, and you have all those pistons, and the pistons are very big, and they move back and forth, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth. When it's pulling back, when the piston is pulling like this, it pulls back a fuel and air mixture inside, and then the spark happens, and then actually it's pulling it, and then next stroke, hold on, the spark happens, and all that mixture just burns up very quickly. An explosion happens, and that explosion pulls back the piston away, and then the movement appears repeats over and over and over.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So in other words, all those nipples are where the signal, where it's like syringe is pulling on it. So this is the signal that allows the pull. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're running out of questions about carburetors.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. All right. So should we end this video?
Yes. All right, guys, subscribe, or Boris will get very mad.
And who's Boris? Tell everybody who Boris is.
Everybody, if you know Bendy, you might have seen him. He's the big dog that always goes fishing and then always gets some boots and always eats them.
Okay, and that's Boris. Yeah, that's his name,
Yes.
Boris. And what is your name? What is your name?
All right, guys. All right, this is Nico. Hello.
All right.